So my last video was an account by some people who had been camping in the area on the night that Kylie went missing. And the interesting thing with that was that they said that it had rained, and from reading it, it sounded like it had rained quite a bit, which goes back to the same question that we've been looking at for nearly 2 years now. Did it rain? The accounts have been conflicting from various sources. You've got people such as one of the Jane Does who claimed that it had rained. You've got these campers claiming that it had rained. And then you've got locals saying, no, it didn't rain. And of course, when you look at weather charts, it appears that it didn't rain. But can we be certain that it didn't rain? Let's consider a few things. First of all, when we're talking about records of weather events and predicting weather and stuff like that, what you've got to remember is that these records come from weather stations that are placed at various locations in the area. While predictions are made using satellite footage, when it comes to recording what has occurred weather-wise, that comes down to weather stations. Now what you can see in front of you is, I've put 2 pages up side by side. The one on the left shows the locations of the 2 weather stations that were in the area. So if you were to put in the coordinates that are listed there, you'd be able to find the exact locations. Or you could have a look over here on this map. Now, the map on the right shows you locations of weather stations, and it shows you also a chart of what those weather stations measure. So in the area, not every weather station measures precipitation, as in the amount of rainfall. So what does this mean for us? This means that the records we have don't show the exact location of the party or the exact location of Prosser or Boca in terms of the weather. This can be quite significant. If you live in a hilly area, you may already be aware of this, but landscape actually has a significant impact on how the weather occurs. So in an area like Tahoe, where you've got all those hills, the flow of air around the hills is going to have a significant impact on the rain that occurs. So that you may see rain occurring on one side of a hill and not the other side of the hill. And of course, in areas like that, it's not uncommon to suddenly drive through straight out of a rain cloud and straight into the sunlight. So what I'm saying here is that we're basing our notion that it didn't rain on the night of the party on 2 things that don't give us accuracy. One is a record from a weather station that wasn't at Prosser Reservoir or at Boca Reservoir, and 2 from people who were in the area and who may not have necessarily been in an area where rain occurred, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it didn't rain. So I think what we need to take away from this is that we can't disregard accounts that talk about it raining on the evening of the party. I'm starting to think that there were actually areas where it did rain on the evening of the party.